Did you ever wonder why you can see a lie on your boss's face or a snake in the grass a mile away, but you become completely blind to the woman who is whispering, "I love you," while she's hiding her phone under the pillow? It's not because you're stupid, it's because you are a victim of cognitive dissonance. Your brain is literally refusing to see the truth because the truth would require you to burn down the life you've spent years building. You're witnessing a psychological blueprint where your own biological urge to protect and provide is being turned into a weapon against you. You're the victim of sunk cost bias. While she's slowly detaching herself from you and finding her next branch, you're doubling down on your efforts, thinking that one more gift or one more apology will fix the coldness in her eyes. You're funding the lifestyle of a woman who is already mentally single, and you're using your hard-earned money to buy one more chance that she never plans to give you. You think your loyalty is your greatest strength, but to a woman who has lost respect for you, that loyalty is just a permission slip to keep playing her games. Today, we are breaking down the psychological chains that keep men trapped in dead-end, unfaithful relationships. I'm going to show you exactly why you ignore the red flags and how to rewire your brain to see the traitor before she steals your soul. If you don't watch this until the end, you're choosing to remain the sponsor of your own destruction. The most dangerous lie a man ever tells is the one he tells himself to explain away the red flags of the woman he loves. Men, this channel is more than content. It's a brotherhood that exists for those who refuse to be controlled, distracted, or broken. My ex told me men today are too weak, too distracted, and too controlled to ever unite. I didn't argue. I decided to prove her wrong. Every man who subscribes is proof that discipline, self-respect, and strength still exist. If you stand for truth, self-control, and knowing your value as a real man, if you're here to sharpen your mindset and live with standards, subscribe and stay. Like this video and make your presence known in the comments. Let's see who's serious and is ready to prove doubters wrong. Because after this video, you will be reborn as a new man who has discovered himself and is ready to take back his manhood. Make sure to subscribe and stay ahead, because we are just getting started. We have to look at the protector's blind spot. You see, brothers, as men, we are wired to build and protect. When you choose a woman, she becomes part of your empire. Your brain categorizes her as something you must defend at all costs, even against the truth. This is why when she comes home late, or when her stories don't add up, or when she starts talking about needing space, you create excuses for her. You tell yourself she's just stressed at work, or she's going through a phase. You aren't being rational. You are being biohacked. Your own hormones are flooding your brain, making you want to keep the family unit together, while her psychology is already moving her to the next man. You are the victim of a biological trap. She knows that as long as you love her, you will ignore the evidence of her betrayal. This is where the halo effect comes into play. Because you find her beautiful, and because you have shared memories with her, your brain assumes she has a good soul. You believe that because she was a good woman 3 years ago, she is still that same woman today. But behavioral patterns show that respect is a perishable item. If you have stopped leading, or if she has found a man she deems higher in the social hierarchy, her loyalty will rot. But you keep looking at the halo. You keep seeing the version of her that existed when you first met, even while she's currently texting another man in the bathroom. You're being manipulated by your own memory. You are the victim of a nostalgia that is blinding you to the reality of the woman sitting across from you. I want to tell you about a man named Kevin. Kevin was a dedicated firefighter, a man who literally ran into burning buildings to save strangers. He was a hero to everyone but his wife, Sarah. For years, Kevin ignored the slow decay. Sarah started criticizing his job, telling him he didn't make enough money, even though he worked 3 jobs to pay for her luxury lifestyle. Then the red flags got bigger. She changed her phone password. She started going to happy hour with new friends from her dance class that she never invited him to. Kevin saw the messages. He saw the way she looked at him with disgust. Kevin was the loser in this story because he thought love conquers all. Every time he caught her in a lie, he would sit her down and try to communicate. He would ask her what he could do better. He would buy her jewelry to reconnect. He was the victim of emotional investment. He had put 10 years of his life into this woman, and his brain told him that if he just loved her harder, she would come back to him. But Sarah didn't want his love. She wanted his resources while she pursued an affair with a guy she met at the gym. One night, Kevin came home early and found her on a video call with the other man. Even then, Sarah didn't apologize. She blamed Kevin for being too busy working and neglecting her needs. Kevin lost his house, his dog, and his mental health in the divorce because he waited for hard proof instead of trusting the red flags. He failed because he valued his hope more than his eyesight. You have to understand the sunk cost fallacy. This is a psychological pattern that destroys powerful men. You look at the 10 years, the children, the mortgage, and the reputation you have as a happy couple, and you feel like you can't leave. You feel like if you acknowledge she is cheating, you have to admit that the last decade was a waste. So you choose the lie. You choose to believe her excuses because the truth is too expensive to handle. You are the victim of emotional and financial paralysis. You are staying in a burning building because you spent so much money on the furniture. But brothers, the furniture is already ash. If she has lost respect for you, the relationship is already dead. You're just the only one still trying to perform CPR on a corpse. The next psychological trap is the isolation strategy. When a woman is preparing to be unfaithful, she will often start to separate you from your support system. She will tell you that your friends are bad influences or that your family doesn't respect her. She wants you isolated so that she is your only source of truth. When you are alone, she can gaslight you more easily. When you point out a red flag, she tells you you're crazy or unstable. Without your brothers to tell you the truth, you start to believe her. You are being psychologically caged. You are the victim of a woman who is cutting your lines of communication so that she can commit her treason in silence. You take your power back by emotional detachment. You have to stop viewing love as an unconditional contract. In the real world, love is a performance-based bonus. If she is not performing her role as a loyal, respectful partner, the bonus of your love and protection must be withdrawn. You have to be willing to lose it all. A man who is not willing to lose it all is a man who can be controlled by anything. You have to realize that your value is not tied to your relationship status. You are the king of your own life, whether she is by your side or in the streets where she belongs.
The reason you keep giving her one more chance isn't because she changed. It's because you're terrified of who you are without the identity of being her man. When she looks at you and says you're just being paranoid, while her heart is beating fast because of a notification she just hid, she is banking on your fear. You've been the victim of intermittent reinforcement. She gives you just enough affection once a month to keep you addicted, while she spends the other 29 days preparing her exit. You're the one working the double shifts to fund the life she's currently mocking with her work friends. You're the one providing the roof over her head while she's looking out the window for a new horizon. Today, we are finishing the demolition of the love blindness. We are looking at the final psychological traps, the trauma bond, the biological settle, and the fear of starting over. I'm going to show you exactly how the winner cuts the cord the moment a red flag appears and builds a life so powerful that the traitor becomes nothing more than a footnote in his success story. If you don't watch this until the very last second, you're choosing to stay in a cage that she has already unlocked for everyone but you. The most brutal awakening for a man is realizing that the woman he was willing to die for was actually the one killing his spirit, one ignored red flag at a time. We have to dive deep into the trauma bond. This is a psychological pattern that is often mistaken for deep love. You see, brothers, when a woman puts you through an emotional roller coaster, one day she's cold and distant, the next she's crying and telling you she needs you, it creates a chemical addiction in your brain. When she finally gives you a crumb of affection after a week of space, your brain releases dopamine. You start to crave the makeup phase so much that you ignore the betrayal phase that caused it. You are the victim of emotional whiplash. She is training you like a lab rat to be grateful for the very air you breathe in your own house. This is why you ignore the red flags. You're too busy chasing the next high of her temporary approval. Then there is the biological urge to settle. As men, we have an evolutionary drive to find a home base so we can focus on our mission. Once we think we've found it, we turn off our threat detection software. We want the search to be over. This is a behavioral observation that women who lack character exploit. She knows that once you've labeled her as the one, you will stop auditing her behavior. You start to overlook the small things, the way she talks down to you, the way she hides her screen, the way she's suddenly too busy for intimacy. You tell yourself it's just the natural decline of a long-term relationship. No, it's the natural decline of respect. You are being socially sedated. You are the victim of a woman who is using your desire for peace as a cover for her chaos. I want to tell you the story of a man named Anthony. Anthony was a software engineer, a man of high intelligence and even higher discipline. He met a woman named Bella. Within 6 months, Anthony saw the first red flag. Bella would get angry if he asked who was calling her late at night, claiming he was suffocating her. But Anthony was different from Kevin. Anthony followed the pattern recognition protocol. Anthony was the winner in this story because he didn't let his feelings negotiate with his facts. The moment Bella started the "I need space" narrative, Anthony didn't beg. He didn't ask what he did wrong. He realized that a woman who truly values a king doesn't ask for a vacation from the kingdom. Anthony quietly began his detachment phase. He stopped sharing his future plans with her. He moved his emotional energy back into his fitness and his business. When he finally discovered she had been staying in touch with an ex-boyfriend, Anthony didn't have a big emotional confrontation. He simply packed her things, put them on the porch, and sent her a text saying, "Your space is now permanent." Because he acted on the first red flag instead of waiting for the 10th, Anthony saved himself years of financial and emotional drainage. He didn't lose his house, he didn't lose his sanity, and 6 months later, he was with a woman who actually respected his boundaries. Anthony won because he realized that a red flag isn't a challenge to overcome, it's a warning to exit. He understood that his love was a currency that she had no right to spend once she stopped being loyal.
You have to recognize the fear of starting over. This is the psychological anchor that keeps men in toxic relationships. You look at the dating market, you look at your age, and you think, I can't do this again. This fear makes you a victim of self-sabotage. You would rather live with a traitor you know than face the uncertainty of being alone. But brothers, being alone is a position of power. Being with a woman who doesn't respect you is a position of slavery. She can smell your fear of losing her, and the moment a woman smells that you are afraid to lose her, she loses all attraction to you. Your fear of being alone is the very thing that is making her unfaithful. You are the victim of your own scarcity mindset. The winner's protocol is about the zero-tolerance shift. You have to train your brain to see a red flag not as an accident, but as a revelation of character. If she lies about a small thing, she will lie about a big thing. If she disrespects you in private, she will betray you in public. You have to be the man who is willing to walk away the moment the contract of respect is broken. You don't fix a woman who is looking for a way out. You open the door for her and show her where the exit is. You are the prize. Your provision, your protection, and your masculine energy are high-value assets. You don't subsidize a woman who is giving her best version to someone else. You are being reforged. You now know that love is not a reason to be a victim. You are no longer the man who makes excuses for a woman's bad behavior. You are the sovereign man who values his peace more than his attachment. You recognize that your biology wants you to stay, but your legacy requires you to lead. And sometimes leading means leading yourself out of a bad situation. You are the master of your own psychology. You see the red flags for what they are. Exit signs provided by the universe to save you from a disaster. So here is the smart question for the Brotherhood today. If you met her for the first time today, knowing everything you now know about her secret behavior, would you still choose to build a life with her, or would you walk past her without a second glance? Be honest in the comments, brothers. Why did you ignore the signs in your last relationship? Was it the fear of being alone, or was it that sunk cost feeling of not wanting to waste the years you put in? For the men who finally woke up and walked away, how did it feel when the blindfold finally came off and you realized you were the one holding yourself captive? Drop your thoughts below. Let's get this engagement high so we can reach the man who is currently lying to himself about the late nights his wife is spending at the office. Your honesty might just give him the strength to open his eyes. This channel is for men who are done blaming themselves for other people's choices. If that's you, don't leave as a spectator, subscribe and stay ahead, because we're just getting started. Support the message, speak in the comments, and stand with the men who choose clarity over confusion. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay cold, stay in your power.